We want to welcome you guys to the 2024 vision, update, and goals we have statement. We are New Generation. Sarah and I are the founders of New Generation Family. We are a creative label where we encourage creatives to be their God created selves. We want to help support creatives in many different ways and partner and collaborate. We've been partnering with different creatives, collaborating. We have artists on our record label, which we work with. We also have artists that we've produced everything from music videos to audio production to book publishing that's not on our creative label. So we do a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and we really wanted to do an update and tell you about some projects that's coming in 2024, some projects from the past that's going to be released in 2024. And it's going to be an excited year because I believe 2024 is going to be the year that we release the most content creatively, whether it's music, books, videos. So we got some exciting news. We're really, really excited to relay some of the visions, the goals. And if you want to work with us, we'd love you to partner, work, or collaborate, or even sign on to the label if you want to. A place to express who you are. So we just want to start with that. So, first thing I want to talk about is you just released a book a couple weeks ago called Tasteful.
Mhm.
And if you want to go into that, tell us about your vision and how your book is going to be the first of many different products. Because I
Mhm.
believe Tasteful is not going to just be a book. You're also releasing some spices, which is through the health and wellness part of New Generation, a part of creative culture. So that's something I think that's very important. You as a book author, this is your second book,
Mm.
and it's something that's ridiculously, I would say, artistic, but also beautiful and helpful in many ways because it's really a help product, something to help people with in health and wellness and eating healthy from the food part to the holistic medicine part to the artistic part because I
Mhm.
think the artistic part can really help us go to that place mentally and emotionally and inspire us to be
Mhm.
creative.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think tasteful in and of itself is a concept that we can apply to anything in life, whether it be art or, well, I think all of it is art, whether you're cooking or it's the holistic expression, everything is an artistry and everything is a creative expression. Tasteful was inspired by, now your culture and coming from a holistic background, really merging all of those things, the education and the life experience together to form, something that's helpful, like you said, to other people.
So yeah, we're really excited about Tasteful. Buy the book, order it online. Also, she's gonna be releasing some spices,
Mhm.
some teas
Mhm.
at our creative culture store. We also have stuff at New Generation. So New Generation is its own business, which Sarah and I own New Generation. But Creative Culture is a company that we partner with other
Mhm.
creatives. And really it's a company to help also help creators become entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
And so there's a couple different partners with Creative Culture, a couple different owners, and Sarah and I are part owner in Creative Culture. So watch out for the Creative Culture stores and what we're gonna do with Creative Culture in the sense of selling art, selling music, selling expressions, candles, soap, different different types of artisan expressions. And one of the things we believe in 2024 is having a physical location. We already have an online store for creative culture and New Generation, but an online store is something that's only in the digital realm where if we have a physical location, people can physically go there, buy our products, our clothing, our music, and
Yeah,
Yeah, if you wanna
and
talk
it's
about
more of
that.
an experience. People get to touch, people get to see, the products versus just seeing something online. It's a different experience.
Yeah. So that's some of the exciting news on Tasteful and what Tasteful is doing. I'm gonna tell you about some of the stuff we've done. I believe we've released and recorded over I know it's over 9 albums. It's about 10 albums, I believe, we recorded. We're gonna be releasing some new albums this year. We've produced over 32 different artists.
Mhm,
We've had some artists signed to New Generation, but we were also freelance and produce for other artists, and that's something that we're really passionate about, seeing artists' dreams coming to fruition. We've published over 5 books. We're gonna be publishing more books 2024. Our goal is to publish at least 5 books this year. Over the last couple of years, we've published 5 books. We're also gonna be doing some audiobooks.
mhm,
One of the things we're passionate about is audiobooks and releasing so my book is gonna have an audiobook this year. We might put it out for free. We might put a donation link. We'll see what we do with the audiobook, Soak and Trance, and then I'm also gonna be releasing a full version of my part from that book, which Joe Kopinski wrote 1/3, Will Sinoki wrote 1/3, I wrote 1/3, and they came from the psychological background, and I came from the theological background, giving people an avenue and a tool to help them meditate and also get healing. Somebody read Joe Kopinski's insert and said they were healed from 30 years of depression. They had 30 years of depression. And when they read that book, they were set free. So it's a really powerful book. And Will and Joe both did an amazing job. They came from the story aspect and telling about their own experiences. My aspect was more of just a biblical basis. I didn't go too much into my outlook. I did put a little insert on my own outlook in the book. So watch out for the audio book. We're gonna be releasing 2024. What else is coming? 2024. Joe Kopinski is gonna be releasing 2 albums this year, which we're excited.
mhm.
We've been working on this album for about a year. It's a studio album, and that will probably be released either end of summer, maybe fall, maybe early summer. It depends when it gets done. Then we have a live album with Joe Kopinski. Most likely, we're looking at spring to early summer, the live album, which I'm very excited. There's gonna be a lot of collaborations. He wanted a lot of people to collaborate with him on the album. So Sarah's gonna be on the album. Lauren, a bunch of different creatives and express and people who are expressive worship leaders. So that's gonna be a fun project. I'm really excited about that live project. That's coming either this spring or this summer. We're gonna be doing that. Sarah's probably gonna release a second version of her book. I'm not sure what that's gonna look like or artistically what kind of view that. I mean, I think that's something I think you can, talk about. I believe, a second either second version to Tasteful or something
Yeah, I
else.
think the second version of Tasteful is going to be even more elevated than the first one. And I think I would like to come from the perspective of a table setting and a feast setting because when I do gatherings or I cook for people, it's always, essentially a feast. And so I would like to do it from that perception of, if you're cooking for a crowd, how can you do that in a tasteful way, in a healthy way, in a holistic health way? So that's I think something for the next book is coming at it from an elevated perspective, focusing more on pairing meals together and pairing tastes together and more focus on the spice combinations and things like that compared to the first version of Tasteful that was more of like all of our favorite cultural dishes.
And so Tasteful already was elevated and it's a powerful creative expression. But I think this second edition, like you said, is gonna be even more elevated.
Yeah, one person did comment the photography in the book. This one woman said The one thing I noticed was every picture that you took of the dish, you captured the moment. And I suppose the way I captured the meals or the recipes kind of gave a perception on the taste of the cooking without even having to taste it. So that was one comment someone made about just the photography as well. Like you could really tell that this was good food,
Yeah.
without even trying the recipes. So that was really encouraging. Use the perception of capturing the moment. And I think for me, that's important because a lot of moments are happen around the table.
Yeah. So that's exciting. Tasteful part 2. One of the things I think we want to do this year, by the end of the year, whether it's a short episode or something that's a series, one of the things we want to try to navigate this year that we've never really attempted is animation.
Mhm,
We'd like to
mhm,
really partner with some people. If you want to partner with us, we'd like to produce, whether it's a 5 minute, a half hour, or a bunch of 5 minute episodes. New Generation would like to produce an animation series that's faith based, that's spiritual, that's about God, about Jesus, that's creative and entertaining. And we want
mhm,
to challenge creatives. If you want to work with us and do something like that, we'd love to partner with you somehow. But that's one of our goals this year, to at least release one to possibly a series or a bunch of different expressions of animation. Another idea is we'll actually probably show some pictures of some
mhm,
some stuff we'll be messing with,
mhm.
and possibly by the end of the year have one comic book to a
Yes.
couple, and maybe partner with some
Mhm,
artists, creative storytellers. If you want to tell a story through animation or through a comic book, I think that's a place that's really lacking,
mhm.
and we'd like to
I was thinking about snowboarder. Ooh,
which is a pretty cool
yeah.
story.
Yeah. So Anna, our daughter, came to NAF one day and drew a picture of this character. And so she titled it Snowboarder. And so NAF has been on this journey with, Anna and Asher before bedtime, our children, telling them short stories and series of the snowboarder that has goggles. And when he puts on the goggles, he has a different perception. So I think that would be I think that's going to be one series that kids will enjoy because there's not a lot of great animation for kids in a excellent way. Try to say that nicely.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah. So I think it'll be fun, it'll be interesting, it'll have twists and yeah, it'll be engaging for kids.
Yeah. So we might be releasing either a short animation or full animation. It depends what happens by the end of the year. And a comic book. Possibly you were messing with some mock-ups of Snowboarder with his golden goggles, which is
Mhm,
he uses for discernment and tells him the future. Like it's prophetic. So it's a really cool story of who this kid is, Snowboarder. Yeah, so that's something. If you want to partner with us, if you're an artist, a creative artist, a graphics designer, a storyteller, if you want to write some stories, we'd love to partner with you to do some comic books and do some creative artwork.
mhm,
Also releasing Sarah Prinsloos art this year. If you want to purchase our art, our art is for sale. We're going to be releasing some prints. Are going to be a little more affordable. We're also going to do one of ones of original pieces, which of course is going to be a little more pricey. So we have everything for everybody's taste at everybody's different level. If you want to purchase a piece of art or other artists that's connected with new generation and creative cultures, as I said before, we are partners of creative culture. We're not technically the owners of creative culture, but we're collaborating with creative culture to help manage us, to help put our products in the creative cultures, eventually physical store
mhm,
and online store, and we have our own online store. If you want to support us or buy any of New Generation's products, so that's some of the vision of creating animation, doing videos, doing short films, possibly doing a full length film. Before we can do any full length film, we have to release our full length documentary, which have been in the works for the last 2.5 years. So by this summer, I believe it's going to be finished, the full length documentary. And so we've been working on it. It's really time consuming because it's a full length film, and we're gonna break it up into 3 acts. Like every movie is usually broken up to 3 acts, but we're gonna distinctively put act one, two, and three. Possibly Prime, Amazon Prime will be streaming it, and maybe some other platforms. So watch out for that this year. We're also gonna be releasing,
Father's Heart.
yeah. So that's probably one of our favorite and most powerful pieces of artistic expressions through music because of all the unique sounds from theremins, harps, piano players. Joe Kopinski plays on it. Steve Surson plays piano, flute, violin on it. We have a whole bunch of musicians. Sarah probably played, I would say, possibly more instruments than I did on it.
Mhm.
Uh, from percussion to the tank drum, you played
Mm.
harp,
The
the
bowls.
bowls, up
Mm. I think I played the kalimba,
kalimba,
the auto harp,
the auto harp,
theremin.
theremin,
Yeah, there's a lot of exotic instruments.
bowls.
Yeah, I said
Oh,
that.
you said the
Yeah.
bowls. What are some of the other? A bunch of synthesizers, probably
Mhm.
the Akai Force, the Native Instruments sample pad, which is behind us. You didn't use this synth behind us, but you used a
Mm-mm.
bunch. You used your Korg,
Mhm.
a bunch of synths, a
Mm.
bunch of Korgs actually. I think Vinny had 2 Korgs that you used aside from your Korg.
Yeah, there's dozens of instruments on the album.
The i5 Korg, Joe Kapinski. So we lots of synthesizers, lots of analog gear. The Poly D, the which is based after the Moog. So yeah, that album is really powerful. We're gonna be releasing a lot of videos this year on that, shorts from the film, because a lot of it's in the documentary of how we recorded this and all the different exotic instruments we used. So we are gonna be doing short versions of that on YouTube Shorts. So watch out for that.
Yeah, I think the most powerful thing about Father's Heart Father's Heart is we still use it to this day. I mean, it got us through being in an urban Philadelphia climate, we would just take 20 minutes out of our day and meditate on the album, and it really just kept us in a healthy rhythm. And I think it will be beneficial to anyone that needs time to meditate and reset.
So we're gonna be releasing that. We've been holding on that private. We've been selling it privately and give it a lot of it away too. We've been sending people it for free, and
Mhm,
we've had a lot of testimonies from that album.
mhm,
It's a really powerful album. It's not just us, it's a whole team of people that helped us not only shoot the film, but also participated in recording the process.
mhm,
And so that was really, really enjoyable. It was fun having a bunch of people. We're also gonna be releasing, I'm not sure if it's gonna be a full length album or if it's gonna be a couple sessions. We are gonna do live sessions of the organ. Before we get rid of it, it's taking up space and we need it for power in the
yeah,
facility. And so you're gonna be releasing some organ
mhm.
projects possibly over the next 2 months. We released one last year which was produced by Keith Coleman and myself, and had you and
Bethany.
Bethany, which was really powerful. And it was really a new expression. I've never
Mm.
heard anything like it. It was
Yeah, it was a bunch of different musicians getting together, never playing before, having completely different styles, not knowing where it was going to go, and it all just really flowed well together.
yeah, so watch out for that. That will be like a second version of this. And maybe if you want to collaborate with Sarah, if you want to connect with her, connect and maybe do something cool and expressive for this project, this part two. We're gonna probably shoot that in the next 2 months. We're also gonna be releasing a bunch of soaking. I call it soak and trance, where you can really get into the presence of God and allow Him to get caught up, get raptured in Him. And so we want to release at least 2 to 3, possibly even 4 products of soaking this year. We're already going to release Soak and Trance, which is Father's Heart. And then uh, I have a bunch of songs that's going to be released instrumentally. We're looking to do at least a song a week. That's our goal right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I think 2021 we did that. Was it
Uh,
2020?
2020, yeah, 2020, we released a
We
lot.
released a lot of content, and so we want to get back into it. Like the past 2 years, we haven't been releasing as much. Um, but yeah, this year I think we're definitely going to do at least 10 albums.
And across different platforms, I believe we have over 100,000 views from YouTube to Spotify to Amazon Prime and all the different platforms we're on. So that's something that's really excited.
Yeah, and the fun part about it is it's very international.
Yeah, yeah. Our streams are very international. Africa, India,
Mm,
di- all over the world, which is really crazy. Colombia, we've had people from all over the world
mm,
listen to looking at our stats. We've had people from all over listen to what we've been expressing. So that's very, very exciting. We have over 200 songs, well over 200 songs recorded already that we haven't released.
mhm,
And so we would like to at least attempt to release some of them. We have a bunch of albums, possibly, uh, releasing this year that, we might end up releasing more than one song a week with other
mhm,
artists we're going to be producing and other creators. So we want to sign some more artists. If you know some musicians or artists or creatives that are looking to join an independent creative expression or creative label like us, let them know, send us their demo or connect them with us. We also want to release more books than we've ever done, possibly comic books. We have kids, so we want to
mhm.
we want to do something that is healthy,
Yeah.
clean, professional for our kids, and possibly an animation, some short films. If you know some directors, we have camera gear, and we'd like to partner with creatives to express through new generation. And we'd like to produce. Eventually, I think that's my goal is to empower video directors, empower music directors, music producers, music creatives, music artists, and help just really get behind music to make their projects a reality. Because some projects can lack sometimes maybe the right tools. And so we don't really focus on the tools, but that really helps a lot of times. So we really want to encourage creatives and we want to bring God glory in everything we do. And like I said, we want to release at least one piece of content a week. We want to publish at least 10 bodies of work this year. Produce the animation series. We want to, partner with people who are really excited about empowering their children and their kids. NG Wellness, we really don't ever talk about that, but
Mhm.
I think NGF is really your heart. And I
Yeah.
think from Tasteful to being a branch and its own thing, but also being part of New Generation and also the rest of NG Wellness, the
Yeah, I think NG wellness is a holistic perception in and of itself. You know, the creative therapy project focuses on the spirit and the mind and also the body too. We have lessons from spiritual leaders, psychologists, artists. So we really hit every area of the human need. So that's one portion, focusing on mental health, focusing on our spiritual health, our emotional health. And then tasteful is the physical body and using food and plants to bring health and healing to our lives.
So yeah, we'll be releasing our lessons this year, probably through possibly, not probably, possibly through Prime. We're gonna be releasing. We have five five lessons. That's part of the therapy. It's like five therapy sessions you know for free if you want it. Let us know. We believe in giving content away for free if people don't have the means to get it. But if you do have the means to get it, then
Yeah, it's available on our store.
available on
Yeah.
our store. We have a powerful session by Dr. Anlin, psychologist, and we also have another psychologist, Judy Gurso, and her husband Ralph, which helped sponsored the project and executive produced the project.
Mhm.
And their session is ridiculously powerful. We have Pastor James and Jen, whose sessions are very powerful. We also have a guitar luthier whose session is ridiculously
Ridiculous.
powerful. I mean, every single one
I
of
think the
these
guitar
episodes.
Luther hit everything in
Yeah.
the conversation. It's fun hearing it from an artistic, creative,
Mhm,
perception. He talked through it all.
mhm.
So that was one of my favorite, just being in the shop with him.
That was one of my favorite. We
Mm-hmm.
also have Pastor Sandy Worry, which is talks more on the meditation part. Like, for instance, the part that I did in the book, I think the lessons session, she kind of did that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're probably gonna release some sessions, Sarah and I,
Mm-hmm.
this year too. And possibly if that's something you're into and you really if you already watched it or would really like to enjoy more, as we said, we might possibly put it on Prime, but at the same time, maybe we can produce more if that's something there's a demand on, which is therapy, helping us get spiritually, emotionally. It'll be part of NG Wellness, which Sarah's, it's more of Sarah's section, which is, food, mind, health, physical, and wealth. And we also partner with Creative Culture. We're going to do a business conference and a creative conference. We did this last year where we worked on music. We have it was 5 days in total, but 4 days of pretty much doing. It was Saturday. We did the business conference. We had Evelina Ragazzanio, which is she's the CEO of Angels of East Africa. We had her speak. We also had Mike Jones and Erica Jones, which are entrepreneurs, real estate developers, real estate investors, real estate agents. Also, he runs startup hubs and other creative expressions and record label. He produced over 20, I believe 21 or 22 albums. He live mixed a lot of some of the bigger albums in the Christian industry. So that's we did that with them this summer, and we're looking to have some more creatives come and teach. And we did a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here at the facility in Hooversville, and we'd like to maybe do it 4 or 5 days. We'd love you or your family, or if you know any creatives who want to come. We'll talk. We'll release the dates possibly in spring. We might do two. We might do one before uh maybe at the beginning of summer and maybe in the fall. I think October, beginning of October is really nice. So it really looks at demand. We believe if you're a creative, if you're a musician, if you're an artist, if you're some type of creative, you can do this full time. And we really want to encourage people. That's what New Generation as a record label, as a creative label does. We really want to help people produce their content at high quality from the video production to the audio production, and possibly be experimental too. We like authenticity, stuff that's not really seen before. There was a quote Larry Randolph said. He said, "I'd rather be the worst version of myself than be the best version of you." And I think that really impacted me to say it's okay to be unique and peculiar and be who God created you to be. So that's kind of like the update on New Generation. What's our visions for 2024 from music, from releasing albums. I believe we're gonna at least release 10 bodies of work this year, minimum. Joe Kapinski's releasing two. albums. We have it's called the Piano Project. It's called the Piano
And
and
life.
and Life Songs. And we have volume one dropping in January. We'll have volume two possibly dropping in March. We'll have a Soaking album dropping in February. And I'm not talking about Soaking Trance, Father's Heart, Father's Heart. That's probably gonna be in May or April. We'll probably drop that album, but we a new album coming in February,
Mhm.
and possibly also the Altar Sessions, possibly either in February or April.
Mhm.
And then Sarah, we have probably 2 volumes of work, probably 15 to 16 songs that are more R&B, old school hip hop, gospely kind of songs, which is more Sarah's vocals, and Sarah's
Mhm.
gonna do 90% of the vocals on it. Probably some possibly, not probably, possibly some features, and then possibly a live album. So we might see 2 versions of that album over the next year. Release 2 versions of the album, volume 1 and volume 2, and then possibly doing a live album of a gospel R&B, jazz with old school hip hop kind of vibe.
Mhm.
So imagine how could I say, the Clark Sisters meets Mary J. Blige meets Alicia Keys meets Trinity 57 meets Commission and Fred Hammond. So that's the kind of album we're gonna be releasing. Sarah's
No,
gonna release it,
no
not me.
pressure.
No pressure. So yeah, we probably have a good
Yeah.
10 songs
Yeah.
recorded, and then about 6 or 7 that need vocals. I think
Mm.
musically they kind of done. And then so that's possibly 2 full albums and then possibly a live album. Not possibly 2 albums. It is 2 albums and
An additional live
an
album.
addition live
And
album.
then for you, you're gonna finish your book and the film
The book, the film,
and
w
some
we're
albums.
gonna release Soak and Trance, which is already done,
Mm.
Father's Heart, and then some other Soak and Trance albums, which is pretty much halfway there for February, and we have 2 piano projects, which 90% of them are recorded vocally. We just have to release, I mean, musically, almost 100% done, but vocally, we have to add some vocals to
Mhm.
some of them. So we're gonna break them up in 2 different albums, about 7
Mm.
songs apiece. Same thing with your album. We're gonna probably do 7, 8 songs on your
Mhm.
album for each of your albums, and then same thing with the piano album, the volume 1, the Piano and Life Songs Volume 1, the Piano and Life Songs Volume 2. So check, it's actually dropping in about 2 weeks. We're gonna be
Mm.
dropping the Piano and Life Songs Volume 1. Volume 2 will be dropping in March,
Mhm.
and the Soaking album will be dropping in
February.
February, possibly soaking the organ sessions at the same time. So there's a lot of projects we are excited about. That's not including the other 200 songs that we have already recorded. We have the Honeymoon album. We have
Yeah.
some folk, family life songs too that we haven't recorded. That's very old, 7 years old, eight
Yeah.
years old. We have uh, we have the Love Project, which is probably 2015, 16. And so that's at least 8 to 9 years old. Possibly releasing it this year, God willing, or next year. That project's very special to us,
Mhm.
and so we'll probably have to take some time off to finish that project, especially vocally. It's mostly musically done. It's about 70% musically done, but it needs that extra. None of them have vocals on them, so we've been holding off because we'd really need some
Needs the
time,
right timing.
the right timing, and the right timing, the right musicians to finish it off.
Mhm.
So yeah, and it's a very special project. And then yeah, we have a whole bunch of other projects we haven't released, family folk, which possibly again,
Yeah.
that album is pretty much done. Family folk,
Family rhythm.
family rhythm. I think that's 2 albums. That's like 2 albums, which is
Yeah.
hip hop ish, R&B ish. That those I think both of them will drop in the fall. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of music we're gonna be dropping, but
Mm,
we also want to work with other creators and
mhm,
and help produce their projects. If you want a producer, me and Sarah both produce together, but I also produce. I've been producing, as I said, I've produced over 32 artists. Some of them actually have gone to the top, not with the song I produced, but other songs. I have a friend who I produced, and his song actually hit the charts,
mm,
a couple of his songs, and I had opportunities, and I walked away from music when I produced for this artist, and I've also directed at least two music videos for this artist. Was one music video for this artist, and I've done other video pieces for him, not including the music video. So I've done a music video for him and done like documentary style stuff for him, and also produced songs for him.
mhm,
And so, yeah, that's over 32 artists we've produced over the last couple of years, and everything from reggaeton, harp players, classical, techno, I mean, trance music to, I mean, almost every instrument. I mean, we've done it all, worked in major studios, recorded some of the biggest studios in Philly, and we've that's some of the accolades we've done, but we really want to persist and go forward this year and partner with you guys. So thanks for
mhm.
watching. Any last comments?
Nope. We're looking forward to 2024.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really, really exciting. So watch out. We'll be dropping at least a song a week
Mhm.
starting next week. Much love, much
Yeah.
blessings. Thanks for listening.
Thanks
I'm
for
Naftali
watching.
Prinsloos,
I'm
Sarah
Sarah
Prinsloos.
Prinsloos.
We're a new generation family.